Hello, I'm Malcolm Fleschner, back with another video blog. If you watched the returns coming in on election night, you probably caught the following clip featuring House Minority Leader John Boehner.
Listen, I didn't love you know I started out mopping floors, waiting tables, and tending bar at my dad's tavern. I put myself through school, working every rotten job there was, and in every night shift I could find.
Now, since then, Boehner has come in for a lot of ribbing from many of us on the left, implying that his tears were fake, that he blubbers like a little girl, or that he wasn't really crying at all, and what looked like tears was actually just his spray-on tan melting under all the hot lights. But unlike many of my liberal colleagues, I actually have sympathy for John Boehner. I think he really did get teary on election night. And you know why? Because, as you may have noticed, in the midst of his choked-back tears, he briefly mentioned how he had to work his way through school. My guess is that it was remembering his school days that got Boehner crying. Because just think for a moment about what an ongoing torment school must have been like for young John Boehner. Most kids don't like having to go back to school in the fall in the first place. But imagine how awful that first day must have been for a kid with his last name. And you know it started right away in homeroom, when his new teacher began to call attendance. Sarah Adams? Yes. Douglas Bennett. John, is it Boehner? The class breaks up laughing, and John sheepishly raises his hand and says, no, it's pronounced Boehner. And the teacher's like, really? Because it looks like Boehner. And he says, yeah, well, it's not, it's Boehner. Then the same thing happens in English class, in math class, in gym class, all day long. You think you live that kind of thing down easily? Because Lord knows, when a kid gets called Boehner by a teacher, his classmates won't keep teasing him about it or anything. So then, a few weeks into the school year, when the other kids have finally stopped making fun of his name, he happens to be absent on a day when there's a substitute teacher. And then school just becomes one long series of imitations of the sub saying, is there a Boehner in this class? Does anyone know where this Boehner is? And everyone's here except I'm missing a Boehner. So even though I could not disagree more with John Boehner on his politics, I have to tip my hat to him for making it through what must have been very difficult school years, and, despite his unfortunate name, persevering to become Speaker of the House of Representatives. And while I'm at it, kudos also to others who succeeded, despite similarly unfortunate names, such as future Hall of Fame baseball pitcher Randy Johnson, actress Courteney Cox, clothing designer Vera Wang, and of course comedian and actor Andy Dick. That said, Congressman, just because you're going to be Speaker of the House, don't think the jokes will be ending anytime soon. Because if you thought the kids you went to school with had a juvenile sense of humor with all their Boehner jokes, just wait until you get a load of what the news media have in store. So, for example, if you get too cozy with a corporate campaign donor, you can expect to see a headline like this one. Or if you gain a lot of weight but still retain your popularity among the right wing, the papers will go with something like this. Or maybe you deliver a lengthy, heated speech on the House floor, causing you to faint and require medical attention. Well, then you can look forward to this headline. So good luck, Mr. Speaker, keeping those tears in check during your time in the spotlight. But the main lesson here is, whether you're dealing with a Boehner or a Boehner, it's always a good idea to keep some tissues handy. So until next time, this is Malcolm Fleschner for the Young Turks saying, stay strong, nation.